Nerd Adventures. I'm on my way. Woo! Way a Thursday. What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Thursday stream, man. Listen to that thing for holy shit. On my way to Nerd Adventures Tower, of course, and I think we're going to have a pretty good stream today. I think it's going to be a pretty chill day today. Later today, I am going to see The Batman. I'm going to check it out today at 3 p.m. So, yeah, just like 5 or so hours away from now. And so I will be watching that. I'm going to do a reaction video tonight and let you guys know my raw take on how I feel about the film, what I think about it. And then tomorrow morning stream, we will be doing a spoiler stream talking all about The Batman. So if you've already seen it or you're seeing it tonight, that's dope. Maybe you don't care about spoilers, so we'll talk about The Batman tomorrow, and you can just kind of check out my thoughts about it then. And also, of course, if I happen to really like the movie, then that means I was wrong. A rare occasion over here at Nerd Adventures Tower. I was wrong. And so I promised you guys we'd have a little fun with this. There is a channel on the Discord right now that I believe says Josh was wrong about this or something. Let me check what it is. And then you go in there and you say you put something in there that I would never say, or something funny that you think I am wrong about. And I will, yeah, Josh was wrong about this. That's the name of it. And we're going to pick out some of them, and tomorrow morning I will read them in shame if I was indeed wrong about the Batman. But I don't think I was wrong about it, because no spoilers, but I heard Henry Cavill's Superman isn't in it. So, fuck that. I'm pulling into the tower. I'll see you in a second. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into this. Today, we've got some really fun stuff that I want to talk about. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you guys know about Obi-Wan? Do you guys know about Obi-Wan? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of Obi-Wan before. A character a few people have heard about. A few people like Obi-Wan. Big show coming up for that character. And the trailer, or like, just to be honest, like any semblance of marketing really for that show is pretty anticipated, man. Like we really would love to see something, you know what I mean? It's been, in my opinion, many different at many different times, at many different points, Disney could have teased out something or marketed, and we haven't had any of that yet. So we're going to talk about the trailer and how it might drop next week. I'm going to get into the details of that report. We'll talk about it. But I also want to talk about some of the rumors regarding Kenobi. So we will be getting into some of the rumor talk and some of the things that I've been covering in different videos, some of the stuff we talked about on Nerd Theory. And I kind of want to just get a sense of where you guys are at with the show. What do we think? Like, how are we feeling about that? Et cetera, et cetera. Patrick Stewart also he's been talking about Professor Xavier. And I find this to be fascinating, and of course I can't stop thinking about Multiverse of Madness, about the Illuminati, and in fact, I have a big Illuminati video, which I will probably drop tomorrow. Fernie was working on it a little bit yesterday. I think he's going to work on it a little bit today, and it should be ready for you guys tomorrow. And it's a really cool video where I talk about things we've heard, but I also do a lot of speculating on why I'm so hyped up for it, why it matters so much from the comics. I talk about the Easter egg from Iron Man 2, and it just kind of shows that Feige's mind has been on the Illuminati for a long, long time. So we will get into that in a video tomorrow. You guys going to see Batman? Are y'all going to see the Batman? And are you excited? Because I gotta be honest, like, I'm actually getting a little excited about it. Like, I'm trying not to set my expectations up, too high, of course. And granted, I have been clowning and memeing on this movie for like 2 years. So I can't like outwardly be that excited about it. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of pumped. The length has me a little bit worried. Like I was like, oh man, I'm going in at 3. Like let's go, bro. Like we're going in at 3, and then I realized it's like 3 hours, so I still won't be done till like 6. Probably won't be home till like 6:30. Probably won't have the video up till like 8. I'm just like, man, what a bummer. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be the dopest dope I ever smoked. Maybe it'll be aight. Maybe I will think it is a total snooze fest with a hockey pad wearing emo fucking sparkly vampire motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've seen some wild takes about the film already just from other people out there in the space. So we'll see. We'll get into that. All right, let's talk Kenobi, man. Let's talk Kenobi. Let's talk about DOS trailer. And I need to get this set up. Hang on. Let me pull this up. Oh, I still have, you know, it's so funny, chat. If you guys were here last night for the Nerdvenger stream, we went over Legion. We talked about the ending of Legion and why I think it's a perfect ending. We talked about like X-Men stuff. The filter that I had on to brighten up Legion yesterday was still on when I originally pulled this article up. So, Obi-Wan Disney Plus rumor reveals possible trailer date. This is over on the Direct. It is coming from Making Star Wars, but he didn't put it in print. He's got it on his YouTube channel. And essentially, like, we're going to sort of read this transcription of what he said about it because it's worth getting into. So he says, we have a source, a news source, a source I'm not familiar with. That's why we're putting this as a rumor, and we're trying to be very clear about this being a rumor. So allow me to also be clear about this. This is 100% confirmed, and if it doesn't happen, Making Star Wars was wrong, and you should all mercilessly... No, I'm just playing. It's a rumor. This isn't like an infomercial. Chat. Yeah, I'm talking about the music. You've thrown off. Have you ever seen the movie The Emperor's New Groove? You've thrown off my groove. Better. I like this song. I always like it. Why isn't it on there more than the other one? What the hell was that? Okay. So anyways, let's talk about this rumor that, again, if it isn't true, everybody, it's Making Star Wars' fault. We have seen evidence that these are shots from the Kenobi trailer and nothing amazing, but the new costume, things you really realistically could not just go out and fake. And this person claims that the trailer will drop on the 9th, okay? So there's basically a person that I think probably reached out to them and said, hey, man, I know when this trailer is going to drop. And they showed some evidence, things that he doesn't think they could just fake. So they have something from Kenobi. It doesn't necessarily mean that they know when the trailer is going to drop, but they have access to some info about the trailer. That would be 1 week from yesterday. I guess that would be, next Wednesday? Right? Am I wrong? Yeah, the 9th would be next Wednesday. I mean, that would be kind of nice. And essentially, oh, what the hell? He's saying that that's part of it, but that there's also another person that said it's on the 10th. So the person with the picture says it's going to be on the 9th. The other person says it's going to be on the 10th. There have been a lot of discussion about this trailer, and from what I understand, they've had the trailer for some time, but there were some questions on how much was being like worked on, fixed, revamped. Like, it's sort of hard to say. Like, Lucasfilm is pretty ass at promoting their stuff. Like, they just really don't. Like, it's just weird. Their marketing strategy is very weird. And so, I don't know. Maybe they've had the dopest dope trailer, but they just didn't feel like the time was right or whatever. Regardless, having the trailer drop next week would be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it would really take over, I think, social media in a lot of different ways. And I don't see much being in sort of like the way of it, right? Batman this week, you know, you've had a lot of other things sort of getting a lot of social media attention, whether it was like even the finale of Peacemaker and stuff. Like, there's just been a lot of stuff that's been buzzing about that's not, that's obviously not Star Wars and that maybe they don't want to compete with. I think next week could make a lot of sense. And man, let me just tell you, that if we do get this trailer next week, I mean, it's gonna be an absolutely epic week, and I think fans will lose their minds. I know, by the way, I know nothing about the trailer. I haven't even reached out to people about it, but I would love to sort of speculate and talk about what I think will be in the trailer and what I want to see in the trailer. And maybe you guys can kind of show me or tell me what kind of things you want to be in the trailer as well. I think, obviously, they want to focus on him being on Tatooine and him suffering and maybe even like some ADR of the old movies. So, like, I wouldn't be mad if they literally ripped some stuff from Revenge of the Sith and, like, had that sort of playing and showing, like, a montage-y sort of thing with him on Tatooine. Now, I actually, like, hope that they come right out and say that he's going to leave Tatooine. Like, I hope they don't play around. And, you know, the marketing for Book of Boba Fett, by the way, was whack, dude. Like, it was whack. And, dude, at one point, like, it was actually kind of a meme. Like, if you looked at a lot of the week-to-week promotions where they're like, check out the newest episode of Book of Boba Fett. It was literally because they didn't want spoilers. They started to show the most random shots, and it felt like the marketing team was trying harder and harder to pull the most like obscure shit possible, to the point where it was the moisture farmer thing just going like wah, 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 and they just like zoomed in on that. It was like, what the fuck? So super absurd. Kenobi, I don't know, man. I guess what I'm saying is, like, I would love for them to blow our minds with this first trailer. Like, this feels to me like a very, very special thing for Star Wars. And we're going to talk about some of the rumors and some of the things in just a minute here. But, like, it feels like this is such a big deal. Like, don't come out like, I would just, it would be a shame if they came out and were like, Kenobi in the desert. You want to know why he looks so old? Lack of sunscreen. And then it's like just shots of him like staring at the two suns, like, you know, like, and shit like that would be so dumb. Like, so here's what I want. I want Inquisitors. I want Inquisitors front and center. I want red lightsabers. I want sinister tones. I want the idea of hunting Jedi right out there in the forefront. That's what I want. I want it to be like in a time when the Jedi are hunted, and then you show like live action Inquisitors and shit. You know, the Jedi clinging to blah, 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 or some shit like that. Like, I want it to go hard, bro. Like, I feel like Star Wars fans at this point are in a spot where we're literally watching the Marvel fans, and like, look, I'm a fan of both, so I get to kind of like enjoy all of it. But if you're just a really hardcore Star Wars fan and you lean more Star Wars than you do Marvel, it's got to kind of feel like they're getting all the cool toys. Like, you're sitting there and like Papa Disney's coming down the stairs and, you know, goes over to your Marvel fan brother and like tussles his hair, gives him a buffalo nickel or a silver dollar. Yeah, that's right. I'm older than I look, motherfuckers. And it gives you that, and you all of a sudden you feel like really good. You know, maybe even gives you a licorice or a Werther's candy. Yeah, that's right. And then like walks past the Star Wars fan, and the Star Wars fan's like, and then like the mom's like, Jacob, he's your son too. And then like dad turns around and is like, you're doing great, kid, and then like walks away. Like, it basically just feels like ridiculous at this point. The hype and the way the fandom can engage with the content leading up to the content, during the content, and after the content, it's like a completely different experience. Like, you know what it feels like right now? It feels like this. This is what Marvel content feels like. Every little thing that comes out, dude, let's go, this is fucking dope, this is what it could mean, I can't wait to see it, you know what I mean? Like, every little thing, you know, getting so hyped up, then it like happens, you watch it, and you're like, oh, that was pretty cool. And even if it's not that good, like even if it's like mid, you're like, yo, that's kind of dope though. Can't wait to see this, that, second, and the third come in. It's almost like you still have the speculation and hope for what's going to happen in it, how it's going to tie together to the whole thing. And then afterwards, it feels like, what does that mean for everything else now? It's like, oh shit, what does that mean for everything else now? You know what it feels like for Star Wars? It's like, I wonder if we'll get the trailer. I wonder if they'll show us anything. And then it's like, drops. Like, bloop, like just a little bit. And you're like, oh, cool. That could mean this, that. Then watching the thing is like, okay, this is all right. I hope it's cool. Oh, whoa, that was really, really cool. Oh, that was cool. And then afterwards, you're like, that show wasn't that great. Like, the experience of Book of Boba Fett, like, for real, like, think about the experience of watching Book of Boba Fett, right? Getting super excited leading up to the show. Dude, Boba Fett's going to be slicing people, kicking them in the face, punting Jawas across the desert sand. I can't wait. This shit's going to be awesome. And then it's like, okay, that was a weird choice. Lizard in the brain. Oh, shit. Like a bantha. Really interesting. Oh, my God. Luke Skywalker's actually back. That finale was what do you mean R2 is just driving around the galaxy? And then you got to sit back and think about it, and you're like, man, that show wasn't that great, right? I want the Star Wars fans to have an experience more akin to a dope Marvel show. Like just awesome hype, anticipation, excitement, delivery that has everybody talking, all throughout the show, really anticipating the next one, talking about how incredible it is, talking about what it means for, the content moving forward. And then afterwards, maybe having discussions about what Star Wars looks like now, like feeling hope, feeling anticipation of awesome things to come. That's what I want from Kenobi. Am I putting too many expectations out there? Am I setting the bar too high? I don't think so. I don't think so. You tell me, though. Like, I don't really think so. But there are, you definitely are? What? Well, it's the first time for everything, I guess. So let's talk about these Kenobi rumors, man. Because we've been covering a good bit of them. A lot of crazy stuff. Lots of crazy stuff. And as I've been saying in some of the videos, like, it seems like it's really, really exciting stuff. And I have faith in the way it's being explained that there's a lot of care being given to all of these different things that are happening in the show. Right? Your headcanon goes wild, bro. What? But my headcanon, bruh. So I think let's start with the most recent bit. The most recent bit, of course, is that there's going to be flashbacks and that they're going to have a de-aged Hayden Christensen playing Anakin Skywalker, which really allows them to go like as far back as they want, essentially. You know what I mean? Charlie Rogers, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers at the prime level, my man. You are a Nerd Venger. You are a Nerd Venger now. Yeah, I gotta put that over there, put that over there. What the heck's going on? It's camera. Okay. So, how do you guys feel about that, right? I mean, I think back in the day, the whole thing was, we'll probably see... Diamond Joe, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. We will probably see these kind of flashbacks to, maybe Clone Wars era time period, maybe just Anakin and Obi-Wan. So at a sort of a face value at base, like, what do you guys think of that? Like, what do you make of that? Like, are you excited about such a thing? Do you think it's too much? I'm hopeful that we get some cool parts during the Clone Wars. But I guess the thing for me that is interesting and exciting, possibly, is that as opposed to just being like, yo, we're going to go back in time, we're going to have these dope Clone War flashbacks, oh my god, fan service, a younger Ahsoka, maybe Rex, the 501st, and all of that, right? Like, that's all dope, and like, of course, that's fan servicey as hell, but it's the fact that it can be contextualized as Obi-Wan having memories of the good times with Anakin and like really like feeling the love. There are moments in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin is like apologizing to Obi-Wan, and like it's so weird because their friendship and their bond is in some ways growing as stronger. But then of course they obviously come to odds at the end of the movie. I wonder if we'll see some scenes in the flashback where there's just a bond there, and you see what a nice and kind person Anakin was capable of being, right? And what he is now. You know what I mean? And just the heartbreak of that. I really like it. I think it's pretty cool. I think to have those kind of visions and then to see Ewan actually like really struggle as Kenobi, you know, trying to deal with his loss and the desire that he will allegedly have to form a bond with Luke, and the way that spins out of the bond that he had with Anakin. I mean, it's really cool. It's really poetic. So it's like it allows for a super fun fan servicey thing to fit within the context of the characters, the journey that they're on, and what's going on, you know, with the show, which feels so much different, more different than Boba. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff in Boba that's a head scratcher, and the Mando stuff just plainly doesn't fit. It feels like very harshly injected into the show, and although it is awesome and in its own right, it's really cool. The overall feel just doesn't work. It doesn't create that kind of a vibe or a vision. Now, let's go to speculation town a little bit on this, okay? Because, you know, that rumor's long-standing, right? Like, seeing Clone War armor, you know, that kind of stuff, like, that's been sort of long-standing. I actually think that there are way more possibilities with flashbacks and what they could do with Kenobi. And I wonder, let's go to Poll Town on this, man. Let's go to Poll Town. I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you want some of the show to be from Vader's perspective? Because I know it's the Kenobi show, and I know most of it will be from the perspective of Kenobi. Poll Town sounds like a pretty cool place. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet, Abby, I will say. And by the way, it's good to see you. Always good to see you in the tower. Why not both? Says Diamond Joe. Bro, that's where I'm at. Like, so I think that, yeah, you could have a lot of stuff from the perspective of Anakin or of Kenobi. But I say, why not open up one of these episodes from the perspective of or from Anakin? And we kind of know, like, at least it's heavily rumored that there will be some scenes with Anakin in the Bacta or like kind of being propped up without his limbs being healed or whatever. And, you know, look, that's the perfect setup for some visions and for some flashbacks. And, you know, I said in the video yesterday, like, I think there's so many cool things that you could do with that. The dream sequences that Boba had, like, it's weird because they go into, like, actual, like, story and, like, an actual, like, this is Boba, like, when we're actually just going to follow him around. But it's, like, the transitions of some of those visions and dreams that actually are, I think, cooler. Like, seeing the Camino stuff and his dad and his younger self and all that sort of stuff. And I'd love to see that kind of a sequence from Anakin's perspective with Palpatine, with Padme, with Obi-Wan, like him just reliving all of those horrible moments and his horrible past. I think that would be really, really cool. And even outside of flashbacks, I frankly think seeing Palpatine in the show would be very cool, man. And, you know, I would be down. I would be down to see that. And I think that some flashbacks from Anakin's perspective could be very interesting as well. One of those, of course, could be Order 66, right? And currently, there's a lot of rumors that you'll see a lot of Order 66, perhaps at the temple, but perhaps just from around the galaxy in general. And there's a couple of different ways we could arrive at that kind of a place. Like, it's possible that you see Obi-Wan either looking at footage, but I don't know. That's not as compelling to me. This could again come from a flashback from Anakin where he's in the temple doing that. We could get like a story perhaps told. Yo, Charles, thanks so much for that 50, man. Holy cow. Very generous. Good God, man. Good God. I'll go over that chat towards the end of the stream when we go over the chats, but hot damn. Perhaps you get the story told by this new Jedi of what happened at the temple, and we just kind of see it from that perspective, because believe it or not, they did actually do that in Boba, where she's talking about the Great Purge, and we actually see it. That is actually something Star Wars does not do a lot. Flashbacks and things of that nature are usually not done with Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty linear in the way it tells its narrative, maybe not with its plot per se, but with its narrative. So you could see stuff like that, you know, happening where this character says to Obi-Wan something like, I was there at the temple. And then like we see shots like that, which would be just absolutely wild. Another possibility, which I don't, we're speculating here. Like, we're getting wild with the speculation, just so everybody knows, like, this is not like 100% based on like reports and stuff like that. Right. But another opportunity would be with the Grand Inquisitor or with some of the Inquisitors, because we know the Inquisitori, at least in some way, is made up of old temple guards. Ooh, girl. Like, I'm down. I love the Inquisitors as a concept. I loved Rebels. I'm a big Rebels guy. So to see some of that stuff, you know, perhaps explore a little bit more, I think would be frankly awesome. So for me, flashbacks present a really, really cool possibility in the show, and I'm quite excited that they have it going on. I guess the other, you know, kind of rumors really with the show are that, you know, Leia's going to kind of be a pretty central part of it, pulling Kenobi off of Tatooine, and the Inquisitors themselves are setting a trap, you know? Setting a trap. And some of the tension between like Kenobi and the Inquisitors, particularly the Grand Inquisitor, is not as high as it could be, because we know he dies in Rebels, right? Some of the other Inquisitors we know die in Fallen Order. So there's some characters there that we lack tension with, but some of them could actually be maimed and or killed by Kenobi in the show, which is pretty interesting. But I really like the lore, and I'm excited about maybe exploring how they went about hunting Jedi and what they thought of Vader. You know, what did they think of the Jedi? And the Grand Inquisitor is a really interesting character. So I hope we get a lot of like sort of nuance in that performance and a lot of fun stuff pulled out that could further explain how all of that works. And on the note of the Jedi, too, by the way, like, I love this idea of this, like, Nari character and, like, him showing up. But, I mean, and I don't know if this is 100% going to be in the show or not, but I was actually told a while ago that there's more Jedi than that in the show. You know what I mean? So this is not something that's being, like, talked about in the Making Star Wars leaks or anything like that. And, hey, maybe that got changed and it's not actually going to end up being in there now. But I think there's a possibility, again, that there's even more Jedi than Nari. And perhaps even Nari, there's some semblance of this new Jedi Order already there. That some Jedi have gotten together and they're starting to actually form a new order. And they desire Kenobi to come help, etc., etc. That could be really interesting. Like, I would enjoy that as somebody that's been really curious as to what they could do with Force users that have different disciplines that feel about, you know, the code differently, and seeing that play out in the galaxy, I think would be fascinating. I haven't seen too much sort of in the new stuff, the new rumors and such. There doesn't seem to be much that's pointing to that being a possibility, but maybe it's just a well-guarded secret. I'm not sure. But yeah, and then like even going back to the week prior, the week before, there's the idea of 2 different fights with Obi-Wan and Vader. You know, not just once, but twice. They will have these epic battles. And I think that just sounds freaking amazing. And it's, of course, going to be awesome to just see them fight. But it's also the history, the dialogue, the conversations that they will have, and where the current state of the galaxy is at. It's really, really interesting. So there's a lot of possibility, hope, and hype built into this show and into what they're doing. They've taken a long time. They've reworked the show a good bit. And I'm going to go ahead and get pretty hyped up for Kenobi. You know what I mean? Like, personally, like, I'm going to go ahead and just get super hyped up for it. And if the show doesn't match my expectations, I will mercilessly drag it over the coals and get really, really angry on a week-to-week basis. So I think that's kind of the plan for me. And I wonder, you know, we can sort of stop for a second. Like, what do you guys think about some of these rumors? Like, are you concerned? Are you not concerned? Like, where's your hype level at? Because I've kind of, like, teetered, right? Like, just coming out of Boba, some of these rumors and stuff, like, I was like, this sounds really cool. But then again, like, Boba, bro. Like, you know, no offense. Like, it did leave me in a spot where I was like, I don't know how dang hyped up I can actually be about the show. He's not going to leave the planet? Brother, okay. He's not going to leave the planet. Okay, and they're retconning the sequels too, right? He's going to stay on Tatooine and retcon the sequels. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me, bud? Oh, so he's going to stay on Tatooine and retcon the sequels. Ah, shit. Okay, dope. Can't wait. This is the show they can't mess up. Yeah, I agree. Jar Jar Binks is an Inquisitor. Nice. I'm very hyped. I'm Mandalorian hyped. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for Kenobi, but I need a trailer to get me hyped, says Kay. Yeah. Yes, because Obi-Wan loves sand that much. What the fuck? Yeah. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be damn interesting to see how it all plays out. And I think for the Star Wars fandom, this is a big moment, dude. It's a big moment. By the way, too, speaking of crazy things going on with Star Wars, a lot of interesting casting reports about the Andor show. Some stuff starting to kind of leak out about that. That show is supposed to come out before the end of this year, and I kind of keep saying, like, dude, Andor is a way bigger deal than people think. I think Andor is going to serve as something as like a hub show, explaining so many different facets of the lore and of what was going on with the rebellion at that time. I just strongly feel that the show's a big deal for Disney, and they have some really interesting things that they want to do with it. Also, by the way, and I gotta adjust my crazy new haircut. I'm just still not used to like what do you do? Like, what do I even? Should I just shave it off? Like, should I just, you know? I will say, too, I saw some stuff on Twitter this morning. And I want to make a confession. This is my confession. I want to do a confession. I have seen some things recently. That have piqued my curiosity about Galactic Star Cruiser. I have seen some reviews that surprised me. I've seen some takes that interest me. And I want to do a little bit more of a deep dive on it. And at the very least, I promise y'all, I'll have a more nuanced take on Galactic Star Cruiser for Monday's Nerd Theory. I don't know if I'll do its own video about it or whatever, but I will be watching more videos and talking to a couple of different folks. And I'm not going to sit here and say I still think it's... I'm not going to sit here and say I think, based on what I've seen thus far, I'm flipping completely. And that it's going to be worth the money. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a part of me that feels like, yeah, we all focused on a lot of things that look pretty whack online. And Star Wars has this massive branding problem right now. Like, and I feel it myself. Like, I'm more apt to say fuck that. Like, for real, that's just my gut. That's just my gut level go to. Like if you just had to show it to me, and like, I'm more apt to be like fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like the brand is in a really it's not in a great spot, right? And then I saw Oscar Isaac do it, and I was like, yo, Moon Knight's on the Star Cruiser? I like Moon Knight. And now I flipped completely, basically. So, I'll just tell you how it is. They cut me a fat shill check, okay? They cut me a fat shill check. They said, hey, would you like to go to the Star Cruiser and get a big fat shill check? You got to change your fucking tune up a little bit about that. And I was like, okay, look, here's what we're going to do. Let me think about it. And you put a couple more zeros on that shill check, and we'll talk. We'll talk later, baby. So, yeah. So, in all seriousness, I want to look into that a little bit and give a little bit more of a nuanced take next Monday, because, I mean, what if the price is, like, saying it's worth it, subjective, right? But maybe could I see a place where the price is justified if you don't want to do it, or you think it's a waste of time, or just too much money? That is maybe totally fair, but maybe it actually is justified if you actually take a deep look at some of the things that are going on in there. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Holy cow. Talk about feeling a room turn on you, man. I can hear the, like, sharpening of the blades and all that. I can feel people getting a little upset and getting fired up about it. There's some torches. Chet, I thought we said we don't want to pass out the torches anymore. Anyway, let's touch on just one more thing that I'm sure will get everybody really, really excited and definitely not cause anybody to want to come at me with a pitchfork. And then we'll get into the Multiverse of Madness bits, and then we'll get into Q&A, okay? On the note of Oscar Isaac showing up to Galactic Star Cruiser, I just think it is worth bringing up the fact that there's just more and more evidence that the sequel trilogy actors are coming back to Star Wars. And maybe it's just because I fucking told y'all. Maybe it's just because I fucking told y'all about it already, and y'all didn't believe me. I mean, here it is, kind of right out there, man. Like, they are definitely having some freaking meetings. And, oh my God. See this hair? I can't do it. I just need to shave it off, man. When it got this fancy haircut, and I can't handle it. But anyways, sequel trilogy stuff happening. Fucking told you. Okay? And look, I don't know how we're going to get through this. Okay? I don't know how we're going to get through this. But we will get through this together. Hey, Patrick Ray, welcome back to the Nerd Vendors at the Prime level. My man, it's good to see you back in the tower. Luna, welcome to the Nerd Vendors at the Prime level now. Look, guys. I don't know how we're going to get through this. But we will get through it. Okay? I, in some ways, am just a messenger. Okay? I've fucking been done told you that it was going to happen. I tried to prepare you. And many of you guys were like, they're going to retcon the sequels. You know, that's how I imagine you cartoonishly dumb motherfuckers to sound like, because holy shit. If I said it once, I said it a million times, it ain't happening. Get your little packed lunch and go sit at a different fucking lunch table. But anyway, look, it's happening, guys. I don't love these movies. Okay? I don't love these characters. But I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You want me to just sit here and throw tomatoes the whole time? You want me to just be like, no, I can't. No. 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 No, no, no. just over and over again? Is that what you want? Is that what I should do? Just complain about it, be like, I'm completely closed off to this possibility immediately. Well, guess what? If I said that, if I did that, I would be fucking lying to you. I would be lying to you. Because I'm not. That's not how I feel. How I feel is, yeah, those movies were not good. But maybe the next ones will be. There's no reason that you can't make good content with these characters. There's no reason. No reason. So we will have to see. We will face this together. I will have a front row seat to one of the most reasonable people about this, I'm sure, and that is Star Wars Theory. And I expect Theory to approach this with nuance and open-mindedness and... Who am I kidding? He's gonna come out fucking guns blazing for this shit. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to deal with him every week talking about it for probably a decade. If they do this shit, look, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to y'all. If they do this shit and they do it for another trilogy, that's probably 6 years of my life where I'm gonna have to deal with all yo asses, and I'm gonna have to deal with my good friend whom I love and respect, but obviously has problems with the sequel trilogy, Star Wars Theory. Okay? So, like, you guys are sitting back there, and it's like, it's real easy for y'all to be like, fuck that, retcon the sequels, rah! You know? You don't know my life. You don't know what this shit is. You don't know what this is like. Okay? I don't get to walk away. I don't get to just enjoy it at a different lunch table. You motherfuckers. So, anyway. Okay, let's talk about something else that's going on in the crazy world, and that is, of course, freaking Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart's kind of hilarious with the way he's talking about the Multiverse of Madness. In a 2-day span, my man went from who's Doctor Strange to, you know, all they saw was the back of my head and my earlobe. And they're going crazy on it. You know? So he's changed his tune a little bit, right? When asked recently about Professor Xavier, this was his newest answer. So this is sort of like part 3. He went from who's Doctor Strange to all they saw was my earlobe to answering the question this way. Does it mean that he's returning as Professor Xavier? This is a very delicate area, he says. All I can say to you is we'll have to see, but bear in mind that Professor Xavier has already died twice. I think he must have some sort of Superman quality. Yo, M. Mouse, man. You're treating me like one of your employees at your parks with that shit. Put a couple extra zeros on that and get the fuck out of my face. God damn, M. Mouse. Haha. Make sure you're working real good for these wealthy people on this Star Cruiser. Haha. What's a living wage? Haha. Anyway, Professor Xavier, Superman-like quality. You know, I wonder if we could take this answer, which is really a nothing answer, right? And we could extrapolate out what this means for Secret Wars. Of course I can. Of course I can. This is what I do, baby. This is what I do. Are you kidding me? This is what I do. Professor Xavier has already died twice. I think he must have some sort of Superman quality. What does that mean? What does that mean? Do you know what I think it means? I think it means that Professor Xavier is something of a constant in different universes within the multiverse. That there are variants of Professor Xavier, but there's always a Professor Xavier because he's central in some ways to the fabric of time, of what's supposed to happen. And so by him saying like this is a delicate area, I think he realizes that it is tapped into something that is not just super cool fan servicey fun stuff, but is actually integral to the understanding of the multiverse and where we are headed with Secret Wars. And I love this thing where it's a delicate area. All I can say is that we'll have to see. But bear in mind, Professor Xavier has already died twice. I think he must have some Superman quality. I'm hoping, and I have a big, yeah, exactly, like a fixed point in reality. I'm hoping that with the dialogue between Xavier and Steven, and some of this is in the video that I have coming out tomorrow that's about the Illuminati, etc., etc. I hope that what we're going to get is like the perspective of characters that have had different experiences with different characters that Steven knows. Like maybe some commentary on the fact that there are no mutants in Steven's universe. Maybe some commentary on why there is no Charles Xavier in his universe. Maybe differences between the Tony Stark that saved the universe from Thanos and the Tony Stark in most timelines, right? Maybe some discussion about the Fantastic Four. I mean, we're going to, and it's just so wild, man. Like, we're going to get some interaction between Reed Richards and Stephen Strange, and I assume Reed will be asking or commenting on the differences between that reality and the one that he is from. And I think that you're basically just going to have Steven, in some ways, getting like the Marvel Universe encyclopedia from the comics and et cetera, and having this deep, deep lore. Like, he's getting a +10 to lore through this movie, and it's just going to put him in such an interesting place after this film as we head towards the rest of the MCU stuff, moving towards Secret Wars. I'm just here for it, man. I'm here for it. I love the fact that he's talking about it. I think it's an incredibly interesting aspect of the movie, and it's really going to be the sort of main driving force behind the hype for the film, I think, anyway. So let's now shift into DOS Q and DOS A, and I'm officially less than 4 hours away from seeing the Batman, guys. Like, and by the way, I've thought a little bit about this where I was like, dude, what is it going to take? Like, what could happen in the Batman that's going to make me really, really like it? And I thought of a couple things. Now, I'm not trying to set expectations too high, okay? I'm not trying to get bonered again or feel a certain type of way. But let's just kind of take you guys through some of the possibilities here that I think would really, really just work for me as a fan, okay? So first option, the first thing that I think would be absolutely crazy is if, like, in the very first scene, some kind of portal or some kind of lightning bolt thing happens, and then Batfleck comes in and snaps Pattinson's neck and grabs up Zoe Kravitz and, grapples away and does some sick-ass shit, and he's like, I am the captain now, or some shit like that. So, I mean, obviously, like, a bold move, pretty strange for the movie to do, but a standing ovation golf clap from your boy, okay? So that would be absolutely amazing. Number two is if Henry Cavill Superman is in the movie as well. I think that would just be awesome, and yeah, he's super cool and super fun. I also thought, like, it would be wild if, like, Pattinson was, like, trying to solve all of these riddles and stuff, and, like, he's going on this journey of, like, Easter eggs and trying to find all of this stuff, and then the whole movie ends up leading to the Riddler basically being like #restore the Snyderverse. Like, if that happened, like, and wow, what a long play on the part of Matt Reeves. Insanity, right? Like, whoa, like, so crazy and bold. Maybe that's why so many people are hyped up about the movie, right? Like, maybe that's why so many people are excited, is because it's basically just a long con meme to get to the point where it's restore the Snyderverse. So again, I'm not trying to set expectations too high. We'll see what happens, and we'll talk about it tonight in a video, and we'll talk about it tomorrow on a stream. Also, if guys, chat, what the fuck is up with the music? This isn't goddamn musical chairs. Figure it out. Figure it out. Also, again, I want to say, if you want to have some fun on the stream tomorrow, if I am wrong about the Batman and it ends up being amazing, then I'm going to read a series of things submitted by you guys that I would never normally admit to or say, and we're going to have a segment where I'm like, maybe I'm wrong about this, and then I'm going to read some shit. So put a submission, go to our Discord, go to the Josh Was Wrong About This channel, and, you know, put some stuff in there, have fun. I can't promise you we'll read everything that people put in there because some of it's ridiculous, but we'll grab up some fun stuff, and we will have a fun time about it. Let me grab up this thing over here. Let me do this over there. Let me do this. Over there. Boom! Okay, cool. Let's get into some super chats / member chats. If you want to throw in one of these chats, it does support the channel, supports the cause, keeps the lights on over here at Nerd Ventures Tower, and you do get a little bit of that sweet nerd coin back. So if you can support, we appreciate it. If not, no big deal. I'll go over some of the chats just at the end of the stream either way. Jordan Whitehead says, got to see Batman early, was most amazing movie-going experience of my life. Shit, maybe Batfleck does show up. Left with adrenaline pumping and covered in sweat. 100 out of 10, no cap. God damn. That's high praise, dog. Like, that is some high praise. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic about the Batman. I'm getting a little excited for it, man. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I hope I'm at that level with you. I would love nothing more than to tonight on this video and then tomorrow in the stream just have to be like, I was dead ass wrong. I was 100% wrong. Here's why this is perfect. Here's why we need more of this. Here's why this is awesome. We'll see. Martin says, bro, it's Batman Day. So stoked to see you with my bandmates. My man, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. The boys are out. The boys is out. Checking out the Batman. That's awesome, man. Have a good time. Thanks for the love. I want a Vader force choking a Jedi, then pulling him in and cutting him down. That's my dream trailer. Yo, that would be pretty sick, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. That would be pretty fire. Just open up a trailer with Vader being like, the Jedi are over. And, like, he force grabs somebody and just, like, kills him. That would be sick. There's a Disney investor call / meeting on March 9th, so next Wednesday could make sense. Whoa, how about that? I didn't know about that, but that kind of makes sense, huh? That kind of makes sense. Man, we'll go live, dude. Like, so Wednesday, we don't normally go live in the morning. We do our Nerd Vengers stream that night, but if the trailer drops, we'll go live Wednesday. If the trailer drops. So just keep an eye out on it. I mean, again, I don't know if it'll actually drop or not, but if it does, we will go live and we will cover it. It'll be sick, okay? Again, Charlie Rogers, welcome back to being a Nerd Venture. Diamond Joe, welcome back, man. Mandalorian says, shameless plug for my channel. Weekly Star Wars comments, reviews, and more. Love your stuff, Josh. Congrats on the baby. Thank you so much, Mandalorian. Go check the content out, guys. Nuckinfuts197, $5 highlight says, this one's for the Nerd Vengers. You guys are the best nerd community I've ever been a part of. No hate, no toxicity, always fun. Thanks, Big Joshua. Hey, thank you, man. I know I like having fun. I ruffle feathers. I stir the pot, but it's all in the sense of having fun. I don't ever want this to be super malicious. I clown on people. I make jokes. It's a part of the performance. It's a part of the brand. It's not ever meant to really, make people feel bad. So I appreciate you. Charles Hornfeck with a very generous, holy crap, generous $50 super chat says, I want all the Clone Wars flashbacks I can get. Also, Vader needs to be in the trailer. Yeah. That's totally fair. I mean, I think Vader absolutely needs to be in the trailer. Like, let's go. Like, let's get this thing going on. Let's amp up this fight. Let's get it going. And yeah, man, that would be sick. I appreciate the support. Clone Wars flashbacks, I'm all about it as well. I hope that it serves the story and it's not just super fan servicey, but at the same time, though, I'm kind of into that just fan servicey shit. Like, let's have fun with it. MTS1993 says, what would it take for Kenobi to make you cry? So I guess for me, like, okay, so here's some things I've heard. Like, I've heard that Ewan's performance is actually absolutely incredible in the show. Like, legitimately, like a very good performance, right? So I would say if the performance is on point and he goes through like a lot of grief, ends up fighting against Anakin quite a bit, and I guess it's going to kind of depend on what happens with him and Luke after that. Like, there's a possibility that if I'm just hit with the incredible weight of what's weighing on Obi, what just happened, and now he's like back and he feels like despite everything he's doing the right thing, and like there's hope, and hope is what matters, and like this boy represents hope, etc., etc. Like, if that John Williams shit swells at the right time, man, there's some twin sons over there, like, yo, you might see a little tear come out of me, you know. But if Batfleck came into the Batman movie, I'd bawl like a baby. MTS 1993. Oh, yeah, we just went over that. Billy Madison says, for flashbacks, how do we think Hayden will pull off Matt Lantern-style Anakin from Clone Wars? I think it will feel like that character. I think... no, I think it'll feel more like the one we meet in the movies, but perhaps a blending of the two. You know what I mean? Perhaps a blending of the two, which would be really cool if they can pull that off. But if anything, you know, Hayden will probably divert to being the Anakin that he was. And I don't know. That's kind of an interesting question, my guy. The Exodus says, let's see Vader misery and regret. Flashbacks or otherwise. Matthew Stover novels back in 05-06 emphasize on these feelings. It's prime real estate. I agree with you 100%. There's a lot of emotional stuff going on there. Could be incredible to witness. I'm down. Frankly, I'm down. So thank you, man. Mike House with a $5 holla says, in the final days of the Purge, one Jedi remains. Kenobi. Opening scroll, Vader and his Inquisitors hunting for the remaining Jedi. That would be sick, dude. I'd be kind of down for something like that with like a voiceover kind of thing going on. Like, I'm kind of down. Ethan Varga, member for 4 months, says, hey, Josh, do you actually think Ahsoka will be in Kenobi? Also, Ligma. Thanks for all the hard work you do. Well, why don't you Ligma right back, motherfucker? And also, thank you, Ethan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do think that she's going to be in the show. I think it'll be a younger Ahsoka, and I think it'll probably be played by a different actress. This was... I heard about this a long time ago, though, so it could be something they tried and ended up didn't happen and didn't work. Man, look at my hair today. Like, what is happening? It's falling all over the place. I don't have, like... just give me a hat. Somebody just give me a hat. Okay, so I just grabbed a random hat next to me. I'm sorry. I'm feeling really self-conscious, guys, so we're just going to put a random hat on. Okay, that's much better. I feel much more secure. Okay. What the hell? Oh. Lisa passed me in a different hat. I don't know. I'm kind of good with this one. You guys, I mean, what do you guys think? I'm kind of good with this. Anyway, Benjamin Reese says, maybe the Jedi characters are breaking off from the Jedi to form a new dominion or belief that incorporates attachment and emotion more freely. Hey, that's possible. That is possible. Sorry, now I'm distracted at how goddamn good I look. Holy shit. Yeah, that's possible, Benjamin. I'd be down for that, frankly. It's something I've been really, really interested in, and it kind of lines up with some rumors about what they might do with, like, Rey's Jedi. Ooh, triggered, you know. But we'll see. Lanham says, no trailer still has me worried since Boba's ups and downs. Are you worried at all that this is a Revenge of the... Rise of Skywalker situation? They are making major changes at the last second. No, I haven't heard anything about that. A lot of the stuff that I've heard is actually pretty encouraging. So, no, I haven't heard anything about that, man. Patrick Ray Luna, welcome to the Nerd Vengers at the Prime level. Appreciate you guys. Nerd Executive, member for 2 months, says, did Josh choose violence today? What did I walk into? Yo, we're just talking. Trinity says, were you triggered by RK Outpost review of the Batman 2? I haven't seen it. I did see the clip, though. I did see the clip, and people are passing it around. And look, man, like, I like Ryan, but I don't know what the fuck he's on about in that clip. So I'd have to see it in full context to know for sure. I don't know, man. That's the best I can do. M. Al says, thank you for the support. Here's your check. Again, horrible. Pay me. Don't pay me like one of your employees, bro. Like, pay me like somebody you actually care about. Levi says, member for 14 months. Man, I love you, but I'm going to be toxic Star Wars fans. You are wrong. There is no redeeming the sequel trilogy characters. F that. Take my member money, though. Hey, thanks, Levi. That's a very nice way to be toxic. If you're going to be toxic about it, be toxic like Levi. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty chill way to be toxic. Look, here's what I can do for you, Levi. I'm not blind to what's happening. It's not as though I'm like in complete denial that a whole bunch of people find this to be problematic, don't like it, and want to be very vocal about it. It's not like I'm going to sit there and deny it. Right? It's the same thing with like NFTs. Like, I love NFTs. I love the technology. I own several NFTs. I'm invested in NFT projects and companies. But it's clearly a thing that many people don't like. So I've stopped talking about it as much. Like, for real. Because I've just been like, in some ways, all I have is the feedback from the audience. All I have is the feedback. I totally acknowledge that sequel trilogy stuff, a lot of people have a big problem with it. I've tried to warn y'all that it's coming so you could calibrate your expectations accordingly. Some of you are not interested in doing that. That's fine. The best we can do as we move towards this inevitability is talk our shit, and I'm going to play the role of Papa Josh sitting on the fence, trying to be as optimistic as I possibly can about the show, all the while acknowledging that many of you are super butthurt. Is that okay? Because that's the best I can do. Colin says, keep up the great work, buddy. I see the Batman tonight, so let's go. My man, I can't wait. I mean, it'll be all right, maybe. Dade, member for 9 months, says, see the Batman twice now, and I'm anxiously awaiting your take. Best DC since Dark Knight. Hot damn. We shall see about that, won't we? That's quite a take, though. CAD Games, member for 3 months, says, 3 months, man. Thanks for all the great streams. You've really helped me a lot. Wish me luck. I'm going to ask this girl I've been talking to see the Batman with me. Oh, dude, you got this. Go in with the confidence of Bruce Wayne. Go in with the confidence of Batman when you ask her that. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta bring a little swagger to it. You know? Norman Nerd says, could Professor X's death be an absolute point in time? Something that Kang possibly sets up throughout the multiverse. Hashtag Council of Kangs. I love that you are on this Council of Kangs thing. And in some of the videos I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks, I'll probably mention your theory about this and like kind of talk about it. I don't know, bro. It could be that. So I guess like the theory that the X-Men are not in our universe, was that done by Kang? Was that done by Wanda? What's the deal with that? I think it could be Kang, but it could also be Wanda. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not like ready to make that call, but I love where your head's at, bro. Ross says, taking 40 students to Batman. Meh, but it's for the kids. Indeed, bro. Hey, you're doing the Lord's work, brother. You're doing the Lord's work, and I bet they'll love it, you know? Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll get out and be like, he didn't really smile. You know what I mean? You never know with kids, I guess. Stuart says, watched it last night. Don't think it's the best comic book movie like some are saying, but it is a take we haven't seen before. 7.8 out of 10. Nice, man. That is cool. That's cool. That's kind of encouraging to hear. James Heaton with a very generous $20 holla says, I will like the Batman. The Riddler takes off the mask and it's Jim Carrey. And he says, riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat? Yeah, true. And then Arnold pops out and tells everybody to chill. So, okay. Something else that's kind of fun that we're going to do, guys, is over the weekend, I'm going to make it a point to watch several of the old Batman films. And on, I think, Monday, we will do a tier list of Batman. And I'm going to include Pattinson in that as well. And we'll just make a tier list of all of the different Batman. So I'm going to go back and visit that kind of stuff. But I have a soft spot for that movie, man. Batman and Robin was hilarious. I love that movie. It brings in the camp of like the old 76 Batman in a really fun modern way. So I actually really like it. Apar says, imagine Kenobi starting with a vision when Anakin's saving Obi-Wan at Kento Namoya. Nice reference to Revenge of the Sith. Cut to another vision of Vader versus Kenobi. I mean, that would be sick, dude. That would be really cool. I could see it playing out that way. You know what I mean? I absolutely could. Motherfucking Nature with a $5 hollow says the show needs a climactic lightsaber battle. Maybe some Ahsoka would be nice. Yeah. I think you're gonna get it. Yeah, that's what I think. Mike Motherflippin' Porter says, when Batman is chasing down the criminals in the Batmobile, what is the only thing to make him stop in a busy intersection? A bat signal. Sorry, I didn't know if I had a seizure just now or if you actually made that joke. So for a second there, I thought I had passed away, and I was looking over my own dead body as I was floating off into the ether or something of that nature. So, thanks, Mike. Thanks for that. Julian says, hyped to see your death stare into the camera when you say that the Batman was kind of good and wasn't an entire snooze fest. No! But I've never been wrong. But I've never been wrong before. How can I deal with being wrong? What should I do? What should I do? Anyway, I'll hang out and chat for a little bit with y'all before we get on out of here. We're going to be getting out of here. And, me and the missus, man. Oh, what the hell? Axid, member for 14 months, says, when Ahsoka says you're like your father, she's referring to his taste in older women. Ow, ow! Oh, hot damn! Shit. You love to see it. I'll tell y'all, I've got a, Josh is not going to like it. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Jack Della Solo. And actually, there was a chat earlier, man. Jack, I'm so sorry if you chatted this earlier, man. My bad. I must not have hit the thing in time. $10 Holla says, Josh, did you see some guy named Harry Bowles said Lizzie signed for 7 years at Marvel? Yeah, he's not reliable. Unfortunately, I did retweet it because I'm an idiot and I don't read enough or look into stuff when I retweet it. I just get too hyped up. It's not at all similar to how I handle the shows and movies. I definitely don't just get too excited and believe a bunch of shit, kind of that I probably shouldn't. So it's totally different than that. But in this example, I did slip up a little bit and get too excited and share that. So no, it's not true, Jack, but I appreciate the 10, man. Thank you. Let's see here. Caden Bitey, member for 4 months, says 4 months. Let's go. Since joining, my life continues to get better in every aspect. Being a nerd venture continues to better my life. Thanks, Josh. Hey, thank you, man. Happy that you're having good results with your Nerd Venture membership. By the way, everybody, if you wanna be all that you can be, if you wanna survive a recession, if you wanna be known as the coolest person, become a Nerd Venture today. All kinds of benefits and amazing things that happen to you when you do it. Results may vary. This is not financial advice. Any kind of lawsuit should be directed at Chet. So, Finto182, member for 11 months, almost at the year already. Keep killing it, Josh. You are a big inspiration, Nerd Ventures for life. Hey, thanks, man. You guys are sweet. You guys are quite sweet. Zoe the Goat says, I seen the Batman last night, and man, I wanted to hate it so bad because I'm a Batfleck Snyder gang for life. But the shit was pretty dope. Hashtag take my money. Damn, dog. Okay, well, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, we shall see. Pretty Nicky says with a $10 holla, here's hoping you like the movie, and if you don't, I want to hold my super chats back with 97% entrance. Damn! That sounds like a threat. That sounds like you better like this fucking movie. Hey, we'll see. I think I will like it. We'll see, though. I mean, I got to be real. You know what I mean? I got to be real about it. We'll see how it hits me. But we have a really fun little afternoon planned. We're going to go out. We're going to go get a bloomin' onion at the Outback Steakhouse. You know, I might wear this. Actually, I'm really digging the look, you know. So we're going to go out. We're going to get a nice bloomin' onion. Then we're going to go to GameStop. I got to get the $200 gift card for Charlie. I want to buy some swag to give away and do giveaways with the with Nerdcoin. So going to go get some cool stuff for you guys. Yeah, then we'll watch the flick, and it's going to be a nice little day, a nice little day. Patrick says, "Oh my good Lord, for a $20 holla. Holy mother love and love of mothers. Very generous, man." Says, "I'll be in for more sequel stuff if they did to these characters what the sequel trilogy did to the originals. Bring them back just to be killed off for new characters, but this time they were characters from the Mando series." I don't know how that would work, but that is an interesting point, right? That is an interesting point, 100%. Jack De La Sola says, "By far you're the best streamer out there." Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. They still better restore the Snyderverse, damn it. I know, right? They can do both. Why not both? Nerdcoin store. Yes, we were definitely going to be putting a lot more stuff on the Nerdcoin store. 100%. 100%. I try to keep that stuff kind of around when the shows are coming out and the movies and stuff, but is Outback Steakhouse good? Hell yeah, dog. You never had a bloomin' onion? Bro, you ain't never had a bloomin' onion? Every bloomin' onion takes more off of your life expectancy than a pack of cigarettes, but it is so worth it. Yup. It's quite a good dish, as it were. MC Drew says, "The Batman is intended to be a solo story. If it slaps enough, could they make it DC's Iron Man?" I mean, these are all questions that I think we're going to have to discuss tomorrow. We'll have to go over this tomorrow. Because I don't know. I mean, that's a fair question. I think it's a fair point. Do we want to see this as the continuity? Do we want to see this expand and continue? It's possible. It is certainly possible. The steak and lobster there is straight fire. And I know I'm fat. No, I mean, that shit is dope. Jason, it's good, bro. You love their wings, too? I don't know if I've even had their wings, to be honest. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yo, if some of you guys probably aren't in the States or whatever, and you're like, what's a bloomin' onion or whatever, you gotta just look it up, just figure it out. You gotta find the nearest Outback, figure it out. I would say, dude, it's really good. You gotta try it. Gotta try it. It's one of those American things where they're onion rings are good, but how could we make onion rings taste like God himself is holding you in his arms and you're suckling at the teat of the universe, And also so much cholesterol that we've got hospitals right next to each Outback for heart attacks. That's the American way. That's the way. Do you know the way? Jordan Baldridge says, "Amethyst at last. I've grown 6 inches and gained 20 pounds of muscle, and I have learned to manipulate midichlorians." Okay, only one of those things is true. Josh and the Den of the Best, join the Nerd Vengers today. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Jordan. Hope you're having a good day, man. Hope you're having a good day. Nerd Vengers rolling up 80 deep in an Outback would be trouble for show. 100%, dude. You got my interest with a steak? Or how? Yeah. So I'm going to get a steak today, for sure. I have a nice steak. Texas Roadhouse has the best stuffed mushrooms. I haven't been to Texas Roadhouse in a long time. I do like their stuff, though. The chocolate bread is the best. It does have a sweetness to it. It does almost feel like it's chocolate, but yeah. Josh, give me a question to ask Ross and Thurber on the 23rd. Let me think. Oh, shit. So he's doing, what is he doing now? He's doing he just got changed to do a show, right? What show is he doing now? I know we just talked about this dude recently. What's he doing? Oh, the D&D series? I guess my one question would be, has the popularity of things like Critical Role and Vox Machina, has that changed the approach of how they intend to make D&D content? Because I think that like some D&D content is like, let's just do the fantasy world, and more like a one of those old novels from back in the day. Like, what was the homie's name? R.A. Salvador, I believe. Is it just going to be straight fantasy, or the idea of the party and the dynamic of the party and making decisions together and that sort of off-the-cuff feeling, which is really central to Vox Machina, like, does that change your approach? R.A. Salvatore? Yeah. That's my question. That would be my question. Jared DeSantos says, watch Doc all morning. Elden Ring is amazing. Needed to watch someone else rage. I know. I would play that game, man, but last night I was raging as I was playing, and I was like, nah, man, I can't stream this game. I can't. Like, you guys would have a great time for the 20 minutes we'd be live, and then I'd rage out and cancel everything. You know what I mean? So. Cool. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Much love to you all. Thank you guys for being here. I think tonight's video about Batman will be super fun. I think tomorrow's stream all about the Batman is going to be super fun as well. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody becoming a Nerd Avenger member, the recommitments, everything. Much love to you all. Appreciate y'all. So, as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Man, there was something that was like on my mind that I never brought up on the stream today, but I gotta bring it up. And I know, look, it's gonna trigger some people. There's some new, crazy, woke stuff happening at Marvel. They just announced, or it's rumored, that Sebastian Shaw is going to be back as Bucky in Black Panther. This representation must stop. Why does he need to be in there? It doesn't even make sense. It's Black Panther. Jeez. Feige, man, I'm telling you. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and take care of your buttholes. I'll see you next time.